Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We're here with the Kerbal Cruiser in orbit of Kerbin, and we are just getting ready for a burn toward... Wait a minute. Why? Why was that like that? Turn around. Turn around. We've got 30 seconds to turn this thing around. I just realized right now that something was off. I was setting this whole thing up off camera, like, oh, look, it's gonna work well, and it's gonna be great. Not gonna have to worry about it. I'm gonna come into the episode and go, we have a burn for the moon, and then we're gonna go. You know, that's the plan. That's why this is all gonna work out. But, while we are frantically turning our ship around, let me explain why we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon to test out our brand new shuttle, our science shuttle, which is a lander as well. Now, if it can land on the moon, it can land on Elu without much difficulty, I think. Thanks to my shoddy research and, you know, bad memory, I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna go down. But I'm gonna try this anyways. Okay, the burn lied to me. Most definitely. Ship is kind of rolling, trying to counteract that a little bit. Having a little bit of trouble with it. Burn is going to be a little bit shot-quad. Hopefully we can fix our burn along the way. Once again, I think there should be a go to full throttle button. That's just me. Keeping this on target for a 3-minute burn. Now, the burns are long because we have a lot of fuel. Again. Frankly, it's just fine by me. As long as we have the fuel, we can burn it. If we don't have the fuel, then we're stuck. And we'd have to build something else in order to lug the fuel out there to bring this thing back. If it somehow managed to run out of fuel out there, we're probably a good long ways from home. Hopefully that doesn't happen. What's emptying? This? This? Oh. That's what I thought. Oh, well, we'll just have to remember to refill that when we're done. Frankly, I think we should just make it a point to check the fuel levels in everything before it departs. Whether that be a science package or one of those things or what have you. Also, I'm thinking of making a little addition to the bro I lift, the giant refueler, so that instead of having the giant fuel tanks around with tags on them, we have little remote control satellites instead. So that we have the fuel tanks and then they can just jettison the fuel tanks and keep the satellite. Just so that it looks like they have a purpose, sort of. Alright, so that second took a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 second is about 3 seconds. So this burn is going to be a little bit longer than it's originally slated. I'm just going to try and keep talking over it. I'm going to try not to burden myself. This should be a simple trip to the moon and a landing and that thing we've always done, and we're gonna collect some science. And, I don't know, maybe we should have... Okay, just had another idea. Well, I don't suppose that would have worked, actually, because you need to have a person carry the science. I just had something I want to test. If we have extra time at the end of the video, I want to... Oh, wait. I want to test something, although I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. We might have to leave someone stranded in space for it. I'm suddenly turning into Danny over here. So I'm just going to cut all this out. I'll be back once we're at the moon. Alright, so we're here on the dark side of the moon. We've got to put some fuel into our tanks over here. Burn through part of that. I'm not sure if... No, I don't. I'm not going to risk that. But I will put fuel from here into here. In. We're going to move the fuel into the shuttle, and then when we come around to the light side of the moon, we're going to bring this thing down. And we're going to collect all the science we can, because that's what we do. We're going to stuff some science some places and transmit some science to other places. And then we're going to be happy with our progress. And then we're going to clean out all the instruments using the science module that we keep on board. Just wait for this fuel transfer to finish, and then we're going to zip around to the light side of the moon. Which is around there somewhere. That's one of the tanks. Now the other one is here. In. So once again, I think I should have checked this while I had my little break there instead I just listened to a podcast. But I'm pretty sure that the flighty thing, the landy gravity pull thing, is about the same. It's a little bit stronger on Elu, but I'm pretty sure it's about the same as the moon. See, it's funny, it looks like that thing's moving around, but it's just us moving over the surface of the moon. The mun. Why does it look like... Oh, we're going that way. Oh, those are really close to one another. I didn't even realize. So we're going to be putting a ship down on the side of the moon that we haven't put a ship down on yet. No. Check that again. Almost filled it up. Got distracted. Out. All done. Alright. So we're going to come around here. We're not going to go for a crater. We're just going to try and land it on the highlands. It's been a while since I've been here. Probably right about there. We'll detach over here. And I'll try and bring it down over there. Hopefully avoiding any serious craters. So we're going to detach from the ship. Turn off RCS because we don't need it on right now. Alright, so let's make sure we've got that loaded up as well. We've got plenty of RCS. Undock. One, I missed the other one. Maneuvering is hell around this thing. I hope next version of Kerbal Space Program has some performance improvements. This thing has such a low center of gravity. It should be a pretty easy thing to land. The only thing I'm worried about is, of course, the thrust of the engines. Let's quick save right now before we screw something up. Alright, so that's that. Floated about 200, or rather 400 meters away from the Enterprise. We're going to throttle up and I assume that's counted as a lander. It's a ship. This is quite an underpowered craft. We're going to have to burn a lot of fuel coming down. Or we're not going to have to burn a lot of fuel necessarily, but we're going to be burning for a while. We're managing about 3/4 of a G, that looks like. So that's not bad, I guess. But, on the other hand, it's not great either. Either way, it's enough to get out of the gravity of the moon. It's enough to get out of moon's gravity, so I'm okay with that. Let's stop it there, because of course we're not going to come down right onto there. We're going to kill our lateral velocity now. It's the Highlands, so we need to put our landing gear down right away. It's a tall spaceship. It's tall for a lander, I should say. I don't really want to come down in that crater. I say I don't want to come down in that crater yet, I'm still heading straight towards it. You know, I'm sure I can look this up, but I wonder how long the landing burn for landing on our moon was by Apollo 11. Turn this way so that the engines... Don't have to worry about the engines in the rim of that crater. Frankly, I would have put the the landing legs higher, but we had the struts, the little wings in the way. Which would be good if we were landing in an atmosphere, although I probably should have taken them off. They look cool, though, so, frankly, I get style points, I guess. Observe the mystery goo. Space near the moon. Keep the data. Reset canister. Alright. Gravity data. Keep data. Bring us down. Ow. Which side was I doing it on? I was doing it on the light side. Log the temperature. Keep the data. Of course, we can't do anything with pressure. going down awfully fast. I don't want to burn too much and send myself back up in the air. That is the mark of a novice pilot. Of course, it's harder to do on the moon than it is on, say, Minmus. I can't even imagine landing on Gilly. I mean, frankly, if I'm going to go to Gilly, I'm not even going to bring engines. I'm just going to bring out RCS tanks and thrusters. Flare! Excellent. So this can do it. It can land. Observe the materials bay. Observe the mystery goo. Hmm. 0.1. Log gravity data. Log pressure data. Oh. That was dumb. Log seismic data. We can actually transmit one of these, so let's transmit this. How much do we have in terms of electric? Where are we getting the power? Oh, I forgot those tiny little solar panels we slapped on here just in case. Alright, so we're going to actually review data and transmit that, because we can get another one. 12 science. Review data. Transmit. Log gravity data. That's going to be a little while, isn't it? Log gravity data. Now we can take that home next time we get a chance. Review data. Transmit. Review data. Transmit. Alright, excellent. Log. Keep. Log. Keep. Actually, this one I can get a tiny bit more. So let's do that. Can I get a tiny bit more? Yeah, I can. Let's open the solar panels for that one. Like seismic data. Perfect. Like gravity data. Review data. Well, I'm near the moon. We'll pick another one of those up on the way out. I'll pick another one of those up on the way out. Alright, excellent. The rest of this stuff we'll have to EVA and grab. So let's go back and do that now. It's just going to be another boring docking, so let's wait until they're overhead. Till they hit the horizon, which should be about right there. And I was going to segue into me cutting the video, but I was thinking, what's good footage and what isn't good footage? So, I'm going to set that as my target. And what I'm actually just going to do is you're going to see me take off. So let's fold in these solar panels. Why don't I take off from the surface of the moon? Turn down on the engines a little bit. I like this. It's a good little ship. May not be the best looking, but it's alright. See if I can line these up any better. Suppose 5.3 isn't so bad. Alright, so let's bring ourselves back into right up to there. Alright. So we're going to put this thing into orbit. Now that we've done this, now that you got to see me take off, there's really nothing else to see until we get this thing hitched up back with the Kerbal Cruiser. And then we're going to do some science transferring, and then I'm going to go and try out a little experiment. So we'll see how that turns out in just a little bit. And we're back. We're attached to the Kerbal Cruiser. The lag is immense once again. I went and looked up the thing. I went and looked up the oh, this is going to be difficult now, isn't it? You got all 5 units in your monopropelling? Good, because you're going to need it. Alright. I went ahead and looked up the surface gravities of both Eeloo and the moon, and they are off by 0.06 meters per second, I suppose. Data. They're going to be hard to access, aren't they? Hey. This way. Collect data. I think this side has everything. Oh, I forgot to get the other stuff on the way up. I realized that I also forgot to get a surface sample. But that's okay. This isn't the exactly big money science that we really need, so I'm not particularly worried about that. I'm just gonna head down and grab this other science. Either way, we're not gonna be able to deposit it until we get back from the Eeloo mission. And once we get back from that, I think the science we're gonna bring back from that is gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be considerable compared to. Oh. Compared to anything we get out of this. Take that data. Take that data. Alright. So we're going to keep the science in here because this will be the vessel that'll take the science back down in the first place, or in the last place rather. Board. Alright, so that's added. Now we've got to clean experiments. And while it does that, I'm going to go over my next idea. Now, we have these science packages, and they're pretty cool, but they're really not particularly helpful. They're kind of there because we forgot to add science instruments to this ship in the first place. And because I thought this shuttle wouldn't supplement. We can leave these somewhere. We could leave these on the moon, we could leave these on Minmus, we could leave these on any small body that we come across. If we come across something with very shallow gravity, I'd be happy to put one of these guys down. Or at least try. That'd be something like Minmus, I guess. But I'm not going to send one of these out there to test because we can't bring it back up. It doesn't have the power. Alright, that's one. That's all of them? Oh well done. Alright, okay. So as I was saying, let's go back to the Space Center so I can check this, so I can test this thing out. My idea is, instead of having these science packages that we'll leave on an alien world, or the kind of thing that we have to keep with us and then send back, if we had a version of the ship that could stay out there for an exceptionally long time, or if we had a way to send a refueler out there instead of having the ship come here and then come back, I could design a refueling cruiser, I guess. But my point is, if we did that, we'd have to have a way to get the science back, and I don't mean taking the cruiser back. So, if, by chance, we have a certain part that I'm looking for, not sure if we do. We do. I did go out and buy it. Alright. Now, I can only do this in, let's get ourselves a smaller launcher from our earlier days. See, the only problem with that is these, is this use an old science collector? Or not. I forgot how atrocious these things were. What's something that we didn't have to lift very much with? I mean, frankly, we could use the bond or we could use the sausage. Let's use the one for the sausage, actually. Not a bad launcher. I can lift plenty. Alright, so pull that off. Get rid of these. Wait, no. Yeah, this is just fine. Alright, put a, not a reaction wheel. Need structural. A coupler on it, this, and a parachute. Parachute pants. No, just parachute. Alright. And we're gonna try and replicate gravity and get the guy back to, the space station. Alright, so, you guys might not know, what exactly I'm doing here, but the thing is, I want to know if you could send science back in an unmanned capsule. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to work, because we're going to have to find a type of science that we haven't done before. We might do an atmospheric scan on the way out. Maybe we can just send back science reports on their own. I don't know. Either way, let's take this thing up. Alright. So, the whole point of this thing is we're going to go up there. Let's make an atmosphere scan. An atmosphere analysis. Keep data. Perfect. Winley, you're gonna get stuck in space. I'm not gonna BS you on this one. I'm just gonna leave you up there. Have fun. Hopefully you can make it back into orbit with your EVA pack, or you're just gonna die. Or maybe... Do you have anything else out there that can carry a passenger that isn't, You know, I don't want to turn this into a big operation. I'll get it down to maybe 60,000, and then we'll see what happens. We'll have that thing... It's probably going to loop around more than once. If we put an engine on it that we could bail out of, that'd be just as well, but we can't Unless we drop the whole thing. We'd have to prime the parachute. Oh wait, no, these guys have robotic... Okay, okay. Oh, we didn't even need to send Wilney up here in the first place. Oh well. Wilney, you're gonna get lost in space, okay? Okay. What? Oh. Let me guess. Yep. What the? I'm guessing those two slammed into each other. We did this really sloppily. Got more than enough delta V to do this, but if we use it wrong, it's just going to be all for naught. Well, let's get up there, finally. I hit N, I don't even know what N does. I'm going to put this thing in a real low orbit. For two reasons. One, so that Wilney is easy to rescue, and two, so that I don't have to waste too much time getting this thing down. 80's good. Oh, we're still in the atmosphere. No, let's bring it up to 100 like we normally do. Let's burn as much of this stage as possible. Whoa, flipping over much? Whoa, what are you doing? Alright, put us into orbit. Get us back facing the right way first. Put us in orbit after that. Whoa, wrong button. I'm really sloppy right now. I don't care too much about the finesse of this mission. I know the ship's overpowered. I know it doesn't really matter. It's not for anything in particular. It's just for a random test of game mechanics that I couldn't do in creative mode. And drop that engine. Okay, well that was bad. Okay, so let's make a crew report. Have an idea. Going back for that atmosphere analysis. Whoa, 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 oh! Kind of knocked him out a little bit. Alright. We've got a, oh, why? How far away is our ship? Uh-oh. It's getting out there. No, wrong button. As always. Alright, let's stop screwing around. And get down to this thing right here. What? Must have been the other one then. Alright, back to the capsule. What? Where'd it go? I can't see it. I thought it had disappeared for a minute there. Alright. Did it store? It did not store. And we're still up here. Alright. Got one shot. Because for this experiment to be conclusive... Oh, I've got to prime the parachute. I already screwed this up royally. We're gonna see how this works out. Where's the way in? I need to refill my RCS. No, we're on the downslope now. Oh god. Down, over, down, over, up, forward, grab. Get in for a minute. Alright. Altitude 500. Alright, good. EVA again. Experiments 1. Better have full monopropellant. We can do this. Of course, we're falling towards Earth quite rapidly, so we might not... Or Kerbin, rather. Falling towards Kerbin quite rapidly, so this might not work at all, but... we can always try. Always try. What's our altitude, I wonder? Uh-oh. Falling really fast. If we try, we can land on our head if we're going to screw this up. But it's going to get to the point where once that thing dips into the atmosphere, the test ship, we need to switch to it or else it'll disappear. Uh-oh. There's the atmosphere. The test probe is... I hope I don't screw myself trying to save Wilney. I don't want to ruin my experiment. I don't think we're going to be able to save him anyways. We've got a fifth of our pack left. Or no, we've got more than a fifth. We've got about a quarter. If I can get this thing above, I think 20,000 is the cutoff. That we might be able to swoop in and save him one of these days. As long as I have some monopropellant left. I'm not going to be able to do it. Sorry, Wilney. You're a casualty of science. Damn it! We'll try that again later. But, maybe next time it'll go a little bit better. Well, only one thing to do now. You're coming in over land. I might be able to save you if I land you on your head. How do I turn a Kerbal over? That's not how you do it. That was headlights. How do I turn you over? Oh dear. I don't know how to turn the Kerbal over. I don't know how to make him land in his head. I'm pushing all the buttons. Woo! He seems to be enjoying it. Maybe by some miracle he'll survive anyways. Oh wait! It's about camera position. Is it? Oh, okay. I get it. I get what I can do. Once this burning stops, I can land him on his head and save his life. Good time to say it. Oh, no. No. We ran out of monoprop. Right when I needed it. I could have saved you. I knew what to do. At least he's having fun. It's almost daytime enough for me to figure it out. Too bad these suits don't have torque. Hey, buddy. How's it going? You're gonna die. Rest in peace, little green dude. I had a way to save you. This mission started out well. Whoop! And you're okay. Take a surface sample. Plant a flag, because you're awesome. I'm so glad I kept going. Perfect. Let's recover him. I should have taken this. Well, I don't really need to take a screenshot of that considering it's on camera. That's awesome. Let's go home. Yeah. Awesome. He's the only one that's fallen from space. Let's hire some other guys. Awesome. Well, we've certainly done a lot today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week. Trainman out.